please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
On the company's November 1st earnings call, Papa John's CEO blamed the NFL leadership and the players' national anthem protests for lackluster pizza sales, and the controversy has continued to grow for that NFL sponsor. Kate Rogers is here with the latest. Kate?
Hi, Kelly. That's right. Well, Papa John's late last night sent out several tweets in apology after CEO John Schnatter's controversial comments over the NFL anthem protests, saying, quote, "The statements made on our earnings call were describing factors that impact our business, and we sincerely apologize to anyone that thought they were divisive. That definitely was not our intention. We believe in the right to protest inequality and support the players' movement to create a new platform for change. We also believe together as Americans we should honor our anthem. There is a way to do both." The company also said it would, quote, "work with the players and league to find a positive way forward. They're open to ideas from all except neo-Nazis," and they even included the middle finger emoji, once again rejecting support from hate groups that defended Schnatter's comments. Now, his comments on November 1st, they did have a big impact on the already struggling stock. Papa John's is down some 14% since October 31st. That is the day before the call. On that day, it lost 8.5%. That was its worst day in about 2 years, falling as much as 12% at some points intraday. For the year, Papa John's is also down more than 30%, while its pizza competitors are faring much better. Domino's, for example, is up by around 10% for the year to date, and Yum Brands, which of course owns Pizza Hut, is up about 25% for the year. Pizza Hut and Domino's did not cite any impact from the NFL player protest on their bottom lines. Kelly, back over to you.
Thank you, Kate. What a saga. Kate Rogers.
Money mistake? Geez, probably those little like Roomba vacuums. I kind of got obsessed and thought I was in the Jetsons and just started buying bunches of them, and they're bumping into each other and chasing my cat and knocking things down and breaking them, and that was sort of a mistake.
I realized I had a really
mistake.
dumb investment. When I was on Happy Days, finally starting to make some cash, I actually got talked into investing in super cow embryos that would yield cows that would yield a lot of milk.
No, you didn't.
We were going to get rich.
No.
Not a dollar.
Okay, we've heard a lot of celebrity money mistakes, including some weird ones here on The Closing Bell. Today, we're joined by someone who manages wealth for a number of athletes and celebrities, like actress Fran Drescher. And they're both here to discuss some of the biggest mistakes people make when giving to charity. Thank you both for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
So what, did you make a mistake first and then learn from it, Fran, or what's going on here?
No, I think for me personally, I think that the only mistake that people make is when they're not true to their heart and they don't follow their guts, and you know, they don't make ethics and principle their guiding light. And that's the only thing. I think all too often, you know, we make money the priority, and we don't really think about what's of true value. Sure. So as long as you make that your guide, and, you know, we both are kind of on the same page about that. She understands that that's where I'm coming from. Yeah. Then, you know, it's a good marriage, because I think that we have to think in terms of conscious capitalism, and, you know, it can't be at the expense of everything that's of true value.
Right. You've brought your advisor, Melanie Schnolbegun, who's a managing director, head of wealth management or philanthropy management over at Morgan Stanley. What do you think the mistake that people are making when it comes to giving to charity is, for the most part?
Well, I think the first thing is that they're not following their heart, and they're not following great advice. In many instances, clients, not necessarily celebrities, but all individuals who are donating property or assets or their time, don't think strategically about what they're doing. So you need to be mindful of, is this organization aligned with my mission? Is this truly the area of focus for my giving? The second is, have I narrowed down my choices? For Fran, her focus area is in the space of cancer, but she's so specific about the way that she's approaching cancer and not looking exclusively at cure, right? Looking at the opportunity for prevention.
And you know, I mean, she can pull her hair out sometimes from me, because I don't want cancerschmancer.org to be supported by companies that are actually part of the problem. Even if, you know, the right hand is doing good, the left hand is part of the problem. And so there's a disconnect there. I really want her to connect me with people that are pure in their interest in really trying to grasp that our lifestyle and what we buy has a lot to do with why we get sick.
And congratulations, because you've had so much success with your philanthropy, and it's good to know that that specific approach has helped lead to it. Guys, thank you for joining us.
You know, today's National Philanthropy Day.
Even better.
Yay!
Validation will begun. You can check out cancerschmancer.org. We have some breaking news on Procter & Gamble to get to here with Seema Modi. What's happening, Seema?
Kelly, Tryon has apparently won the recount for a board seat at P&G by 43,000 votes, which, of course, would be a big win for Nelson Peltz, who has been fighting for that board seat, although keep in mind P&G could potentially still challenge this, according to sources telling CNBC's David Faber, who will be joining us shortly with the full story. Just point out, shares of P&G are up on this report. Back to you.
All right, Seema, thank you very much. Michael, what do you make of it? So this is a huge turn of events.
Yep.
Now, Peltz had always said it's very close. I don't want to give up.
Both sides said it was close. P&G was pretty quick to declare victory, pretty quick to say all the money they spent in fighting the effort was worthwhile.
$60 million.
And it's true that when the vote was thought to have gone P&G's way, stock did sell off. So clearly there was market disappointment that there wouldn't be that extra
and look at the response
kind of catalyst
now.
on the board.
Shares are up about 3.25% after hours. Now, the interesting thing, too, is, I mean, look, they could have given him the board seat, not given him the board seat. Their argument was, we're doing a lot of this with the company anyway. This is the signal the market agrees that Peltz is going to bring a little extra something.
Right, an accelerant or, you know, an extra set of eyes with a certain set of priorities about, you know, trying to get this transformation moving a little bit quicker.
What do you think is going to be the first reaction by the company now? So he's won.
Well, first of all, they want to say we have to have the official count.
Is
right?
this is not Bush v. Gore, is this?
Hopefully not. 43,000 is not a trivial number of votes if that's what the margin
It's not. I think David Faber is with us now on this big turn of events for P&G and for Nelson Peltz, David.
Yeah, well, we are taking it from my tweets and my reporting. Haven't seen the company confirm it yet, Kelly. 43,000 votes is nothing, actually, Mike. You know that. What is it? It's like at a $91 stock, you're talking what? I mean, I can't do quick math. It's not a lot of money. $4.3 million, not even $4 million bucks. I mean, it's so close. But let me quickly go through what happened here, of course, because what's most important is that P&G declared victory, as we all know, in a hard-fought proxy fight that went on for months and months and ended up getting fairly heated despite the hopes on both sides that it would sort of stay civil. And they declared victory, and it went to an independent inspector of the elections, which is typical in these cases. And what they have found, according to my sources, is that Tryon has won by 43,000 shares or votes. I mean, a virtually indecipherable amount of shares given the outstandings we're talking about at P&G. But, of course, if it holds up and there is now a challenge period, that will be it. Mr. Peltz will take a seat on the board of P&G. It certainly is quite a turnaround, given the company's decision to make a statement that it had won that proxy fight. And we'll have to see what the company chooses to do after that. But that's where we stand right now, guys. Apparently, the recount has shown they have won at Tryon by a very, very small margin, but nonetheless one that reverses the statements of the company. And again, waiting for an official announcement here and whether there's going to be a challenge, which is the right of either side.
David, the market likes to jump ahead to conclusions. Reminds me of when Paul Halal brought Hunter Harrison into CSX, and the shares just skyrocketed, and it was almost as if the entire job was considered over on day one. My point is, with Procter & Gamble, a 3% increase for the $60 million total spent over this, and for this big turn of events, which you've just broken the news on, in a way indicates that maybe it doesn't matter so much, even if this does happen. What do you think will change right away in terms of the outcome over at Procter if they have Peltz on the board now?
Yeah, no, I mean, your point's well taken, Kelly. Certainly, listen, one person can make a difference. Mr. Peltz, of course, his argument was, hey, what's more, one more person? Come on, guys. You know, I'm only one more guy who wants to be added to the board. I don't even want to take anybody's seat. But he does have a particular point of view. He does have a very strong personality, and certainly given the war that was waged by P&G to keep him off of that board, one would expect they certainly think he's going to have a lot to say in that boardroom. But nothing is going to happen overnight, although you can see that there is an impact of at least shareholders believing over time. At this point, his appointment to that board will be a positive. Again, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here. Just to recap, the recount took place, as is always the case. It was so close, but P&G had declared victory. The independent inspector has now reported that, in fact, Tryon won by 43,000 votes or shares that were voted. And now the question is whether that will be challenged or whether P&G will in fact say, okay, join us.
David, can you remember another case like this where the vote has been so close and then actually overturned from at least what we thought we knew about what the answer was?
No, I can't. At least nothing comes to mind. Nothing, it's certainly of this significance. There may have been some cases, Kelly, that I've overlooked because they were smaller proxy fights or something along those lines.